Hi, everyone. I'm David.
And this is Richard here.
And we've got a quick update on all of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes. It's really busy, but it's great.
Yep.
We're going to talk about four things. We're going to talk about RC1 and mainnet. We're going to talk about Rust on the network. We're talking about the Saito Store. And we're going to talk about a token faucet. Let's start with RC1 mainnet. Richard.
Right. So I think people will remember we talked about somewhere in mid-October, that's where we are, October, we would click through about 4 weeks, which is what one epoch is set to. So we've clicked through that actually basically overnight. We're now seeing transaction rebroadcasting rather, networks holding together. So really the remaining steps are really to start getting other nodes on the network. We're testing that daily. We've got Rust nodes up, so we've got the candidate Rust nodes that we will have as the heavy-duty units for people to connect to. And I've now been testing that and checking what their experience will be like.
I like how you skipped. You just combined the two topics into one. Yeah. So short version is you can call it mainnet if you want.
Yep.
We're going to wait about 2 weeks until we start just using that because we want to monitor the ATR rebroadcasting for 2 weeks.
Well, and I think also for me, full mainnet has community third-party nodes as well. So I'm talking already to the first people who'll be trialing what I've been putting together the last couple of days, who'll be our first candidates. What we are doing, I think, today that's really cool is just throwing open the invites. So if you want to run a node on the Saito network, I'll post about this on Red Square later as well. But contact me directly, richard@saito.io, or better still on Red Square, or DM me there. We'll be getting people, we'll want people in different situations. So what we've been testing is Ubuntu 24.04 standard vanilla Linux on data center nodes. I did try with my laptop and caused some interesting problems, which helped us discover a few edge cases where if the node isn't contactable by other nodes on the network, what happens? It might have caused some
I like the one where node A tells node B that it can find node A's blocks on node B.
So when they handshake, when you connect to the network, you say, if you want blocks from me, they'll be here. And we didn't have the proper check in place. So you could say, which we do for testing, they're right here locally, which means the other person gets the message
and saying like, "Oh, in my wallet, it's in your pocket."
Exactly, that's in my wallet. So you then get the other guy to keep dipping into his wallet, but of course he's only getting his own blocks anyway.
Yeah. So that stuff's happening. The takeaway is the nodes on the network, Rust nodes on the network. It's happening. It's related to third party. If you want to run a node, it's a great idea to contact Richard now for the next 2 weeks. And I guess we're going to kind of publish the public info on how to do this beginning of November. It's just there's so much happening, so a bunch of things.
Well, and I also need that interaction with people to discover what they're wanting to do and how they're wanting to do it, so we can get the information we put public. We want it to be as clear and as crisp as possible, so people understand. Here are the scenarios if I want to do this. Here's a good config. You know, we don't want people having to like handcraft their config files and stuff. It'd be better if we write scripts that ask you 3 or 4 questions and get the thing running. So
it's also a great opportunity to yell at Richard about the contents of the wiki.
It is wiki or critique my scripts, and then I'll blame AI for any flaws in the scripts.
Can we move to the Saito Store? I started calling it Store because I think it's the most direct name. Here's we've had some questions from people like, oh, we've heard of it. Where is it? What's the state? I'm going to tell you what the state is. Purchase flow is working. Refunds are working. Delisting is working. It's working right now with a bunch of components that are the same components that we use in the wallet to show you what NFTs you've got. So the reason we haven't put it onto prod is, one, because we're testing and developing. And so we don't feel like we want to get it right. But 2, there's also these kind of discussions. One of the things that we think is powerful about it, we're trying to thread the needle kind of, you know, there's OpenSea and there's Pump.Fun where they're targeting towards speculators and you're buying NFTs. But once you realize what's actually happening, the same module can actually become like an Amazon store.
I think that's we only, like, in reviewing the UI flow and stuff, we only really started to realize some of the other possibilities, like the ability to have the store sell tokens that you could redeem for t-shirts, or there's a whole bunch of different ways you could use it. It's more than just a kind of OpenSea, it's an NFT store, that's what it is. It's got lots of other capabilities.
But it's not just this, it's also because there's the payment that gets automated under the surface. And one of the things that we're working on, I think this is the first time we're saying it, is the ability to use third-party cryptos to make purchases on the network that end up being denominated in Saito. So like, it's a good reason to run a store, because if anybody wants to run a Web3 e-commerce store that collects crypto, if you run a node, Saito is actually basically plug and play store in a box. And so for the asset store, we're working on the UI and we're trying to thread this needle because we want it to work if people want NFT stores and they want to sell NFTs. But we also want it to work if someone wants to sell coffee mugs or t-shirts or something, in which case Saito just enables them to collect the crypto. And that's what's happening. Work is ongoing on this sort of thing. What we're going to do, Richard, are you there? Or Okay, you froze for a sec for me. What we're going to do is we're going to be getting this up on staging in its current state so people can play around with it. And that's basically so anyone who wants to sell NFTs, you can also explore and figure out how it works. And in order to do that without the need to move tokens to staging or have tokens on staging, we've coded something that we're calling the staging testnet faucet. Staging is becoming testnet, right? And what that's going to do is there's a button, you go to the page, you click the button, and you're just going to get 100 Saito. Testnet Saito, they're going to disappear. We'll be rewriting the network. But if people want to test how any of these applications work with on-chain Saito, they are going to be able to do that now. And so we're hoping it lets people experiment with the features, but also gives users confidence that the network is doing exactly what it's saying it's doing, because
a lot of people, I mean, even if you just wanted to run a poker game with your friends and you wanted to dry run it so you can test, like, what are the transfers like, how does it work, how hard is it going to be to get cousins all set up with a wallet, you can do all of that in on testnet, and then work out your flows and whatever it is you want. It'll also be useful for people later on to develop and stuff. But
so we're hoping to get there's a bunch of stuff happening with the store. The faucet's actually up now, so you can go get some testnet faucet on staging.saito.io. Play around with it all you want. Feedback.
We'll relaunch and rebrand that, I think, in the next few days to being like testnet.saito.io, so that it's really clear for people. I think that's the standard with sort of testnet mainnet that people are used to. We'll be doing that.
We'll start using their language now. How many years? You're like,
5 years. Anyway.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna aim to get the asset store onto prod when we fix this UI gap. And if we've had feedback and when we've got an asset store that works presumably with third-party crypto payments.
We'll really want people to do things like trial minting NFTs. I mean, they could be pictures of whatever, right, from whatever's in your folder. The point is more like that people can actually try that flow, try listing something, get a sense of what that's like and you need Saito to do that. So the faucet's going to enable that.
So that's what's happening. We'll do this again next week and give you guys an update. But yeah, third-party nodes are happening. Mainnet is being monitored. The Saito store is moving ahead really, really well.
I think we'll. So I'd say mainnet. I think we'll have some kind of party or something. We're talking about it for all citizens, to celebrate the moment. Probably, in the next couple of weeks. It is a big deal.
A virtual Saito social where you're expected to go and drink either beer or milk.
Beer or milk, one of the two.
I'll be having beer. I'll be having beer this time.
Yeah. If you're a teetotaling, lactose intolerant person, we'll maybe think of a third option for you.
Okay. Also, thanks to everyone who is giving us feedback on usability. As always, keep at it. If you run into a problem that frustrates you, it's going to frustrate other people. Knowing what pisses people off tells us what people are using and what we need to, or the rough edges we need to take off, so that, like, when a normie comes, we just want it to be easy as like the iPhone. you know, the
Well,
initial
and
infantry.
also thanks to everyone who's been. I mean, there's been really a lot. It's been a lot louder and busier on Red Square this week. It's been fantastic. So really appreciating that. Keep it up, and everyone who's not been on Red Square for a while, come and join in. It's fun.
We got to fix that double comment, double like button, Saito Web3 pointed out. I don't know where that's coming from. Something's double processing the likes.
Oh, interesting.
But that's feedback from Saito Web3. Example, complain about stuff. We're aware of it. And then we're like, okay,
he's a Giga Chad citizen. So, yes.
We know nothing is breaking on the chain. It's just an issue with the way the number is being displayed.
All right. And remember, if you want to run a node on the network, hit me up.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys.